Hello, I'm Skid from the Widescreen Gaming Forum. Today I'm going to be giving you a look at Need for Speed Most Wanted. Need for Speed Most Wanted is made by Criterion, I think it is. And they're the people that made Burnout Paradise, or the entire Burnout series, to be more specific. Or less specific. Anyway, yeah, they made Burnout Paradise, and this is along a similar sort of lines. There's many different little things. It's basically a mashup between Burnout Paradise and a Need for Speed game, like Hot Pursuit. So it's somewhere in between the two. But let's start off with the settings. Multi-monitor resolution, it actually picked this up immediately. Wrong one. So it immediately picked up my resolution there. It looks like those are all my standard resolutions, so it's probably getting those from the operating system. There is some performance issues. I suspect that's SLI related. They may not be, but the graphics are reasonable enough. They're certainly not the best I've seen in a Need for Speed game, but they're not bad. One thing to note is this thing here, margin scale. As you can see, it's highlighted four corners. It actually allows you to change the scale of the HUD, which is semi-useful. The game is horizontal plus natively, however it will try to position the HUD, if I put it all the way back up to 100, on a 16:9 aspect ratio. So, well, you won't be able to tell, but the map is cut in half and the miles per hour symbol is cut off around about the 0. And I'm running 16:10 times 3. So it's a useful option. It's not as good as it could be because I'd rather just change it in from the sides rather than shrink it from the top as well, because as you can see it's scaling the whole thing. So around about 83 puts everything in the middle that I need it to be. I am using a steering wheel for this. I did have to set it up myself afterwards, configure all the buttons, but once they're all in I've not really had a problem. There's no sensitivity controls within the game. I had to change those by the drivers, but other than that it's all good. So we shall get into the game. Now, one thing I'm going to level a complaint straight away, and that's that this game has a rather unhealthy amount of catch-up. For those of you unaware of what catch-up is, it basically allows less skilled players to keep up with the leaders by speeding them up and slowing the leaders down. And I think the catch-up on this particular game goes a little bit too far. Now, over there is a new car. The way you acquire cars in this game is by jackspots. Basically, you find cars that are hanging around or laying around the city, and then you pull up next to them and you just swap into them. Now, the general point of the entire game... Oh yeah, there's basically two views. This is another criticism I can lay at it. There's two views. There's nose cam, or there's chase cam. There's no bonnet cam, which is a pain in the neck because that's too low to the ground to be able to see what's in front of you, and that kind of breaks immersion. If you like or if you're like me, you prefer a cockpit type view. I'm normally happy with a bonnet view, so I've got to make do with that. I mean, it does look alright like that, but I just prefer it like that. It's just how I used to driving it. But the way the game works, the idea of the game is effectively there are 10 cars or 10 people with cars on the most wanted list, and your goal is to become the #1 most wanted driver. To do that, you have to beat all of the cars before it. And the way you challenge them is you gain a certain number of speed points, SPs as is listed here, and then you challenge them to a race. If you beat them, you get to take their car. And I've timed this, so hopefully we should be able to do that. But to get speed points normally, you complete races. And races, there are 5 per car. So basically you have to change car if you want to progress. And each race will give you particular bonuses. There's actually customizations. They're fairly basic ones, long gears, short gears. They give various boosts, and the only way to unlock them is by completing races and coming first or second. Now, this race I've actually already been to and completed, so rather than having to set destination and drive there, although it's only a mile and a bit away, so I'll go there anyway, I could have just jumped straight to it. Now, you don't unlock nitrous until you've completed the easy race. It's always the easy race on each one. And like Hot Pursuit, you gain nitrous effectively by driving dangerously. Well, like Burnout as well, because I think the last Hot Pursuit was actually made by Criterion as well. But there's the usual things around. There's billboard jumps that you can do and they'll get you points. There's auto log, which is included. Oh, by the way, this menu here, the easy drive, you can pull up at any time, which is kind of useful because it means you can customise your car on the fly if you're particularly good, which I'm not. Plus I don't have any customisations at the minute. But yeah, the easy log system, or auto log rather, I'm fairly sure Origin are having problems with their server, because half the time I won't log it. Yeah, I'm not online. There should be a little green dot next to my name, and it's red, so it's kicked me off again. Nothing I can do about that. Cut screens render all the way across, so they're all fine. Some of these are a little artsy-fartsy. You can skip them though, so we'll jump that, get straight into the race. But otherwise it handles pretty much how you'd expect an arcadey Need for Speed game to handle. You're better off drifting around corners than braking before them. Drifting is fairly easy to do. It's fairly forgiving as well. Depending on the race, you may or may not encounter the cops. The cops will doggedly go after you despite the fact there may be 8 other people in the race, so that's a... oh, there we go, there's a copper. So yeah, the cops will screw you over regardless of how many there are. They will always go after you. I've not played online yet, given how bad the autolog system is. I've gone entirely the wrong way, bollocks. That's what I get for talking. I wonder if auto or catch up's going to give me enough. How far off did I go? I entirely missed that turn. I should have just crashed, it would have put me back on it quicker. It's a 3-lap race. I shouldn't be able to catch them, in theory. I've not got any nitrous, so let's see. But yeah, I've not played multiplayer yet, so I don't know how that's going to work. But yeah, in single player certainly the cops will only go after you. I think I'm going to be lucky to catch them. That said, I am gaining on them. Come on, I need at least to make it to 3rd. I need to make it to 3rd so I can unlock the 5th most wanted driver. There's 3rd. Come on, come on. Not going to make it. I shouldn't have been able to make it back to 3rd at all. What was I, 10 seconds driving the wrong way? Right, if I lose the cops, then I might get enough points. Actually, probably not, because Pursuit is only going to give me 100. I need a billboard or something. That did it. So now I can challenge him, but before I do, change car. Let's get back in my Lamborghini, fully upgraded. So let's try and get this guy. Despite the criticisms I've laid on the game, I am still having fun. So it's still an enjoyable game. I did have an issue getting it working, but that turned out to be a problem with Origin. So a problem with EA's side of things, like the auto-log system. So basically the game's good except for everything that EA's doing with it, which sounds about par for course. I wanted to be back that way. Talking and trying to drive and also pay attention to the radar is not a good idea. But then if I wasn't talking, this wouldn't be as interesting, I don't think. Let's move it out. The whirring noise is the force feedback on my steering wheel. 360 again. And the copper didn't care. Not going to complain. Driving through those repair things will not only repair your car, but it will change its colour. And if you've lost your pursuit, or the... I've done it again! If you've lost the cop cars, and you're in the cooldown phase, if you drive through one of those, you'll instantly lose the rest of them. If you drive through them rather within visible range, then you'll hear the control say that, well, not that your car's changed colour, but that you're looking for a particular colour car, so it basically lets you know that the cops are aware that you're not fooling anyone. Music's reasonable in the game, but it's all licensed stuff. So if you try to record this and stick it up on YouTube, don't expect them to allow you to monetize it. I'm getting good at doing those 360s, but they're not particularly useful in any sort of circumstances other than showing off. Right, I'll probably shut up and try and concentrate now. And still fail. We'll see. If I beat him, I get his Porsche. Well, I have to beat him and then shut him down. These most wanted races always start with the cops right on your tail to begin with. And we both instantly took ourselves out. That went extremely well.
Dispatch, we need more back. We're going to lose these racers.
Copy that. I am reassigning units.
Caution, we have debris on the road. Dispatch, we're going to need a perimeter to contain this. Can we coordinate roadblock in position? Over.
10-4, you have authorization.
By the way, I'm British, so I'm driving the right side of the road.
1030 is joining the pursuit.
was a long one.
All units, spike strip deployed.
10-4, duty
Damn
will
it, which
authorize.
side is it?
Dispatch, can we clear all knots? The bridge has just hit the roadblock. Channel check, channel check. This is code pursuit of 1044. Over. All units, restricted update. Dispatch, I'm pursuing a Inland Gallardo. Dispatch, we got a roadblock in position. Over.
Catch him.
10-4, clearance approved.
Dispatch, marking Jim Street. Do we have a designate?
10-4, clearance approved.
I retract my earlier statement. The cops seemed intent on taking him out.
Visual on suspect.
Maybe they don't care about any of the other races in standard race.
Watch your approach.
Because even the most wanted list, so that kind of makes sense because I'm on the most wanted list.
Dispatch, I have suspect code 3.
10-30 is joining the pursuit.
Nah,
10-4 dispatch.
I can drive
I'm
better than
moving to
this.
intercept the lead vehicle.
no, I can't. Move it up.
Dispatch, pursuit is continuing. They're still racing. Over. Dispatch, we're going to need a perimeter to contain this. Can we coordinate roadblocks and shut down major access ways?
10-4 units are en route.
Caution, debris on the road.
Tactical units deployed to pursuit.
Copy that. We need this guy stopped. Go 3-0, we can fly.
And I'm not going to make that landing. That's the last one of the one before. But the game did something really cheap to me. Basically, the finish line had a pole right above it, and I went straight into it. I still finished the race and won, but I couldn't chase him down because I had crashed.
Be advised, that code 3's out road me. I need a perimeter.
Be advised, any unit in the pursuit perimeter to search for one
Gotcha.
vehicle.
And now I own his car. Stop vibrating wheel.
All units, I've got an empty road. Anyone else have eyes on the suspect?
All backup units, go code 2. Assist lead in
You
grid
find
like
somewhere to
this.
hide
Over.
and lose them.
Suspect units, get out of our visual.
You quite literally can hide to lose them. As long as they don't see you, you can't
Copy
evade
that.
them.
Advise of location, over. Units report negative on grid
I can't change car until I've lost them. Well, maybe I can. I shouldn't be able to though. Ah, copper.
And returning to last known location to coordinate search. Over.
Unit check. Unit. All units in code 3 pursuit. Vehicle has not been located. Return to duties
Okay,
until
so
further
that
notice.
car should now be in here. There it is. And then I rinse and repeat in the new car. Complete it some races and then probably find another car and complete their races and continue up. But that's pretty much the single player in the nutshell. It's not a bad looking game. The bloom on Sunset can be annoying as hell, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was in the run. I've yet to get to a point where I've been absolutely blinded by it. I've had plenty of times where I've been hard or found it very hard to see, but for the most part I've still been able to see what I was doing. So it's not too bad. I'm not sure whether or not it's brighter than it should be, but yeah, as I said, it's nowhere near as bad as it was in the run. But yeah, that pretty much covers it. I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.